Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep. You must have started your CAT preparation, and like if you even if you're starting now, it's the right time because you have still time. You have 7 months to go for the examination. The examination is held in the last week of last Sunday of November, so ample time for the people who are even starting now. Today we are going to discuss about the quantitative aptitude section. Okay, and what are the important topics in quant? Right. So some of you are engineers. Most of you must be engineers. Some of you must be non-engineers. Okay, non-engineers are most worried about what should we study in quant. How much syllabus should we cover? Should we cover entire syllabus? Quant is very difficult for us, right? I have not studied quant from. I have not studied mathematics after class 10th. Will I be able to do well in the examination? So today I'll be presenting some facts that how much score do you need to get what percentile, right? So that for that reason, let's see that for how much score do you get what percentile based on past year data, and accordingly identify the topics which one must target. Okay, because if we see this topic, right, quantitative aptitude is a nightmare for especially for non-engineers. So in that scenario, what are the topics that you must focus on, and why algebra and arithmetic are important for excelling in quant? So we will discuss this in today's class. Okay, so good afternoon all. I hope you are already on the track of preparation. Okay, and you must have begun your preparation by now. So first of all, let me ask you, what is your target CAT percentile? Right? How much do you expect to get in CAT, or specifically quant section? Right? How much do you want to target? Like, do you want to get 95 percentile, 98 percentile, 99 percentile? What is your target percentile in quant section? So how much do you plan to target, and do you think you can achieve in the examination? I know some of you must be good, must be saying, ki, "Arey, like I should get 99 plus or 99.5 plus." But some of you who might be weak might be thinking, ki, okay, 99 is too much. Uh, Let us just target 95 percentile or just 90 percentile in quant, or maybe even poorer must be targeting ki, chalo 80 bhi aa jaye, that is also a great thing, right? So different people must have different expectations from the examination. So tell, what is your CAT quant percentile that you expect to get in the examination? 90 plus. Okay. So if you know the actual figures, right? So you'll be surprised. So can anyone tell that how much score do you need to get 90 plus percentile in quant? Any rough estimate? What percentage of paper if you solve, like 50%, 40%, what percent it is? Percent in terms of percent. See, there's a difference between percent and percentile. Okay. So you do not have to score 100% to get a 100 percentile. In how much percent can you get 90 percentile, 95 percentile, 99 percentile? Any idea? Or rather, let's say like this, if I tell you that if you solve one third of the paper, right? If you solve one third of the paper correctly, 33%, very likely that you might get a 90 percentile. If you solve 50% of the paper, maybe close to 99. Okay, so you must be wondering that is that possible? Right? You must, some people think that okay, 99 percentile laani hai, so you have to score 60-70% marks. No, right? You do not have to score that high. So I'll show you the stats for the past 4 years, right? 2021, 2018 to 2021. So till 2019, the paper used to of 300 marks, where quant section was of 102 marks, 34 questions. If you see 99 percentile, right? People consider 99 percentile great. Okay, and if you have 99.95, that is very, very good. Okay, see, even this must have been a difficult paper, 50%. Okay, even at 50%, one got 99%. This was a moderate, easy, slightly easy paper. So 61%. Generally, if you see 53%, 55%. So if you see last year's paper, if you are able to score 53% in the paper, you get 99 percentile, right? So you just need to do close to half of the paper plus one more question. Possibly, in that case, you can get 99 percentile. It looks surprising, isn't it? But that's the fact. Okay, so from this you can understand that like even if you're moderate, right, even if you're not so great in quant, you can manage to get a decent percentile, right, provided that you are sincere. If you cover entire syllabus, right, and cover some things thoroughly, you should be able to get at least 90 percentile. Is not a big thing. See, 90 percentile, just 18 marks, 27% marks, 29% marks, 33% marks. For the one third of the paper you attempt, you get 90 percentile. That sounds quite interesting, isn't it? But that's true. So if you, let's say there are, last year there were 22 questions, right? So someone does 7 questions correct, got 90 percentile, right? 7 questions plus 3 incorrect, 10 क्वेश्चन भी अटेम्प्ट करके आ गए 22 में से, उसमें से 7 भी सही हो गए. So people must have got 90 percentile. So it is not as difficult as it seems. The thing is, people just like spend a lot of time in particular questions. They do not see the questions of the paper. Some people just start from the beginning, वो questions में फंसे रह जाते हैं, right? They try to solve. If you know these are your strong areas, these are some things that you have prepared well, do questions from that topic. Okay, so if someone got 23 marks, let us say a person attempted 10 questions, got 8 or 9 questions, 8 correct and 1 incorrect, 23 marks, right? 95 percentile. Okay, 35 marks, 99 percentile. So if you see 99 percentile around 50 to 55%, 95 percentile around 35 to 40%. If it was easy paper, then 42%. Yeah, 90 percentile is just less than one third of the paper. Okay, and 80 percentile one fourth or one fifth of a paper. And you do 5 questions out of 22, you are very likely to be in the 80 percentile range. Okay, so that is the statistics of the scores. Okay, so that means that these things, scoring is not the problem. The thing is, we generally like spend too much time on particular kind of questions, right, or take it some things to our ego and get involved in certain kind of questions. So you know these figures, right? This is standard, right? If the cat level paper is moderate, if you do one third of the paper, probably you will get able to get 90 percentile. Okay, if you do 40%, 95 percentile. If you do more than 50%, very good chance that you will be somewhere around 98 to 99 percentile. Okay, and in 60% of the paper, right, if you see these numbers, 61%, 63%, if you cross 60% of the paper correct, okay, net score, then you get into the top 0.5 percentile and your overall score will also be very high. So these are some numbers that you must keep in mind, that these things are achievable in the examination. Now let us look at what are the topics that have been asked in the examination. What is the proportion of different subsections? How many from number system, algebra, arithmetic, and etc. So till last year 2021 and 2020, there were 3 slots. Okay, and in other scenarios there were 2 slots. So I've taken the range of the number of questions that were asked. And in 19 and 18 there were 2 slots. So if you see that algebra and arithmetic dominate in all these examinations. Every year we see the number of questions from algebra and arithmetic. They are the highest among the two. Right. So even if you consider, let us say net, this is the lower range. Okay. So if you say consider, let us say 15 out of 22, 70% of the paper. Okay. Here of if you take 17 out of 26. Right. So somewhere like two-third, at least two-third of paper as of algebra plus arithmetic. This is the consistent thing, right? Not just talking about 1 year, right? For the past 4 years, if you see the data, around 60% of the section or two-third, like 60 to 70% of the section consists of algebra and arithmetic. So even if you focus only on these two things, can you produce a good result? Let us say you do not study modern maths. ठीक है? People say that मुझे permutation combination difficult लगता है, probability difficult लगता है. Skip that, right? Do not waste too much time on that. If I tell you what are the type of questions that people do, they do questions on number system. ठीक है? वो कोई Facebook को group में डाल देता है कि find the last 3 digits. People find that exciting, right? People post difficult questions of permutation combinations. People find those interesting and spend time on that. So the reality is, arithmetic and algebra are the key topics in quant, right? So instead of focusing on too much on modern math, right, permutation, combination, probability, kuch hi question aate hain, number system, they do not ask too many questions. So do not spend too much time on these topics. Rather focus on the topics of algebra, arithmetic well, and if possible geometry also, right? You can go through geometry also. Geometry mein kuch theorems hote hain, cover those theorems. Sometimes the theorems are directly asked in the examination. So if you know that, okay, this is what is asked, this is what I am preparing, that creates the difference, right? There are a lot of people, if you see most of the questions asked on social media platforms, let's say Facebook, WhatsApp, Telegram, people just ask these questions, right? Modern maths ki question, permutation, combination, probability. It's good that you have knowledge of all topics, but don't just focus on these topics, right? Rather, arithmetic and algebra you should make strong, right? So let us take some cases. Let us do some mathematics here to find out that what if you covered these topics well, and how did you fare up in the examination, right? So let us say there were questions, 15 questions in this paper from algebra and arithmetic. Okay, 15 questions there. Okay, you were a moderate student, you were able to identify 12 questions. 3 क्वेश्चन आपको लगेगी बहुत डिफिकल्ट है, ठीक है? 3 questions you found difficult, 12 questions you found easy to moderate. Okay, so you said, okay, let me try them. Since you are well prepared, your accuracy is also good. You managed to get 8 correct and 2 incorrect. Okay, so how much will be your score? 10 correct will give you 30 marks and 2 incorrect will give you 28 marks, right? And let us say number system, modern math, geometry, mensuration. ऐसा तो होगा नहीं you are ignoring all these questions, right? You are ignoring, that is not possible, right? If you have prepared, you must have covered something. कुछ तो question जो remaining है कुछ तो आते होंगे. Let us say you get 2 questions correct, one you attempted 3 more questions, you got 2 questions correct and 1 incorrect. Okay, so 2 questions will give you 6 and minus 1 5, so you end up around 33. Okay, so if this is a rough calculation, let us say you get up around 30 also, right? Even if you got 30 marks, you see that you are around 98 percentile, 97 98 percentile in this range, right? By just focusing on these two very well, right? If you practiced only algebra and arithmetic very well, I'm not saying that you practiced everything to the full extent, you practiced these two things to the full extent, you skipped some questions because you found them difficult, you made some mistakes that are also permissible because it is exam, right? Like you might lose focus, might get questions incorrect. Okay, but still you managed to get around 97 98 percentile. Okay, you say that, okay, this is for 1 year, let us check for some other year, right? Let's say this year 2020, if someone did that. Okay, so 15 19 average, let us say 17 questions. Out of 17, one attempts 13 questions. Okay, let us say person gets 10 or 11 correct and 2 incorrect. Okay, that is 29. So roughly let us say 30 marks score, right? 30 marks plus must have done some question on geometry and all, so close to 32 marks. So let us say this was 29 plus let us say 3 marks a person got from attempting one question, or maybe attempted more questions, got 2 correct and 3 incorrect kind of thing. So let us say someone got around 32 marks in this paper, right? Around 32 is also above 95, so 95 plus percentile. So the moral is that if you cover arithmetic and algebra very well, right, uh, you cover only these two topics very well to the like great extent. You cover every topic in arithmetic algebra. Even if you find few questions difficult in the examinations and you make some mistakes also, you will still end up getting 95 plus percentile in the examination if it's a moderate paper. Okay, and if it is difficult, of course the cutoff will go down, right? So again you will be able to manage that score. So if you are targeting a good percentile in CAT, I would say that algebra and arithmetic should be done very well. Even geometry also you can cover if you are able to cover some topics in geometry also, good, right? Do not spend too much time on number system and modern math. ठीक है, there are some people who will say that we are gods, हम permutation combination की shortcut करा देते हैं, कोई भी question पूछ लो, right? Why to waste too much time on that topic? उससे question ही hardly कुछ आते हैं, right? So if you see, majority is arithmetic algebra and then followed by geometry. So cover these things well, okay, and the right strategy also matters, isn't it? Like, why to prepare everything? You need to get, let's say if you get 99, if you are not so strong, if you are good in quant, yes, I would recommend that cover everything, try to get 100 percentile. If you are moderate or average student, or let us say weak also, even if you cover algebra and arithmetic well, most of the topics you can cover. ठीक है, arithmetic is almost easy, algebra में कुछ एक difficult topics हो सकते हैं, but if you have sufficient time, you can cover those well. थोड़ा बहुत geometry भी कर लोगे, you would be able to easily get 95 percentile. So right preparation strategy is also important. Okay, 40% of number system permutation combination probability, yes, it is fine, and you should cover all topics, right? I'm not saying that you should not cover all topics. You should cover all topics, but do not get too much deep into those topics. For example, number system, there will be hundreds of varieties of questions. ठीक है, थोड़ा बहुत basic concept समझ लिया, fine. Permutation combinations, if you go, there will be endless varieties, right? Some people start thinking that they do not know permutation combination, right? They are not able to solve questions on permutation combination. They start thinking that that is their weakness and start focusing more on it. Instead of focusing on your weakness, focus more on your strength. That will give you marks in the examination. Okay, like weakness है, you know, okay, fine, ठीक है, थोड़ा बहुत basic देखिए, but whatever is your strong area, it not only applies to quant section, overall paper also. Let us say if you are strong in quant, I would recommend do more of quant, right? Because that will give you, see, if you put same effort on things that you are good at. So like example, there is a player, okay, a player, cricketer, okay, he is a good batsman and average bowler, okay. If that person focuses on his batting, he will become a greater player, right? Rather, if he focuses more on bowling, like his batting strength will not rise, his bowling will not be able to improve that much by putting the same effort. So let us take example, right? So Virat Kohli, right? Virat Kohli can do bowling also. If instead of practicing for batting, he starts practicing for bowling every day, he starts to bowl, right? His batting will be impacted, but it won't give much impact in his bowling. But if he focuses more on his batting becomes extremely good. So that is the strategy for exams, right? So whatever you're strong at, let us say if you are strong with verbal ability, make it more stronger, because that will give you a very high score. Similarly, if you are good in quant, make it more strong. Okay, I am not saying that deny other things. It is important to have to clear all sections, but these numbers give you a suggestion that even if you are not so good at quant, getting 90 percentile is not a big challenge, right? Provided you study the right things. Okay, even if you do, let us say out of 15 questions, you do 10 questions and get 8 correct and 2 incorrect, your score would have been 24 minus 2, 22, right? 22 would have also given you around 90, 95, less than 95 plus 90 plus percentile, right? 93, 94 percentile. So even if you do not do all the questions from these two topics and make mistakes, although still you can be in that region. So if you cover algebra and arithmetic well, feel yourself that you are safe in the examination, right? Even if you do not do great in the examination. Now let us talk about some of the topics that you must definitely cover. right, which have high impact and are useful. So most of these are arithmetic topics. Percentages, okay, percentages is used in DI also, calculations and all, so important. Now simple interest and compound interest is an application of percentage. If you understand what is simple interest, what is compound interest, right, by not just by formula but understanding what is interest, okay, how do you calculate interest, that is good, right. Profit loss, if you understand the terms discount and like what is discount, what are the three kinds of prices. See, not only just remember the formula, understand the thing also, right? Why, what is mark price, right? Whenever you sell something, you try to sell it at a higher price. That is the mark price. Then you sell at a lower price by giving discount. Okay, so all those terms. Ratio, proportion, helpful in DI as well. Mixture, allegation, partnership, averages, time, speed, distance. Take a time, speed, distance has a lot of concepts, right? Cover them thoroughly, right? What is train, right? What is in boats, okay, upstream downstream concept, time and work, okay. So these are arithmetic topics. If you cover them well, you are covered for a good portion. In algebra, I would say there are some topics which are difficult, like functions can be difficult one, but logarithms, right, if you know the properties, right, there are certain properties, just go to those properties and practice some questions, you will become fine in this topic. Linear and quadratic equations, again, that is something that can be done well, okay. I'm not talking about higher algebra, like functions, okay, I can understand that some cover all the basics of all topics, but let's say graphs and all might be challenging, so you can skip that portion, but basic level of understanding you should have of all topics. So the point is basically cover the basics of all chapters, okay, but focus more on these core areas which are going to give you marks in the paper, and that's how you manage to score well in the examination with the right strategy. Okay, so it is also about strategy, right? It's not just that you do blind work. Okay, they say, like they say na, that like a donkey does hard work but does not do smart work, right? You do not have to be that. You have to be a smart person. You have to formulate some strategy, cover the right topics, set of topics that are asked, have high chances of being asked in the paper, and cover those the easy topics first, and then I mean do the basics of all topics. Okay, so that is what I have to say about the importance of algebra and arithmetic in the CAT quant section. Okay, so I hope you found this thing useful and you know that okay what you need to prepare for this section. Okay, so we have this CAT 2022 comprehensive program which will cover CAT and other MBA entrance examinations for 22-23 season. In this we have live classes as well as recorded sessions. There are mock tests for different examinations, practice questions, books will be provided along with it. So if you wish to enroll in it, you can enroll with us. Okay. So that is about the quant strategy, that what should be done. Okay, how you should prepare, which are the topics that you must focus on, which are the topics you should not spend too much time upon. Okay, so that gives you the right direction and hence you can do well in the examination. So it is the right time. If you have just started your preparation, still you have much time to prepare for the examination, prepare in the right manner and cover the right things. Definitely you will be able to do good in the examination and come out with flying colors. So thanks for watching the video. Have a great day ahead. Goodbye.